Mom's move-in boyfriend killed the entire family. Now, there's often times that people move away from California. It's one of a few different reasons. Number one, you got a better job and you relocate for that position. You are escaping the high cost of living in this state. Or perhaps you're fleeing the rampant crime that has been emanating from this state, in particular over the last 15 to 20 years. And for one 31-year-old Leticia Aguilar, it was probably a combination of all the aforementioned. So Leticia moves from California and she goes over to Sioux City, Iowa. Pretty safe city in Iowa. At the time, it has about 85,000 people or so. So Leticia has 5 children. Claudia, 12, Zacharias, 11, Larry, 9, Lisa, 7, and Michael, 6 years old. Now, you're a single mom with 5 kids, but she never expected a handout or help from anybody. And there's always 3 things that she made sure by with her children: that they were always in a clean home, that they always went to school, and they always went to church. So at the time, Leticia was working at a box manufacturing company, and she meets a man, a coworker there, 23-year-old Adam Moss. Now, I don't know if Leticia knew him very well before they started dating, but Adam had a bit of a criminal background. Nothing too serious, but serious enough where a single woman with 5 kids should be a little bit alarmed about his previous criminal activities. He was put on probation for 2 years for grand theft auto, another burglary, and for threatening his brother. So they worked together for some time, and eventually, and I don't know in what order it worked out to be, but Adam eventually either quits or gets fired from his job, and he moves in with Leticia and her 5 children. Now, you got to be careful when you move in a guy with your children, because that man, and he was pretty young at the time, 23 years of age, that man is going to be looked upon by the children as a role model. And you want your children to be around somebody of good moral character and basically just an upstanding citizen, which this killer was not. Now, the neighbors described Adam as nothing particularly bad. He helped his elderly neighbor across the street fix her phone, and they said he was friendly enough, and he told that lady, if you ever need anything, give me a call, I'll come over and fix whatever it is that you need. But other neighbors would hear yelling and fighting, and one night there was a pretty bad fight in the household. So Adam leaves the house and he goes somewhere to maybe get a couple drinks and just to relax. Well, I don't know what the fight was about, but he comes back about 3 a.m. and he has murder in his mind. He goes into the house and systematically, one by one, kills every single child with repeated blows from a hammer. And Zacharias got it worse because he received, I believe, over 20 blows to the face, the cheekbones, crushing them, caving in his skull. I don't know if he has some kind of hate towards this 11-year-old kid. He would be the oldest male in the house other than him. Maybe he defended his mom once when they were fighting, and he had a problem with him defending her. He kills every single child and then goes into Leticia's room, bashes her with the hammer, and then slits her neck for good measure. Now, it'd be a couple days or so before the family was discovered because at the time, a babysitter was supposed to be watching the kids so Leticia could go to work. When they hadn't shown up, she had a key to the back door, so she goes into the home and goes upstairs and quickly realizes that there's two bodies. The children are dead and there's blood everywhere. So she runs out screaming hysterically. The other girl with her wanted to go inside and she stops her. She said, "Don't go in there." They called 911 and the police arrive. And well, it was described by the chief of police at the time that, quote, "This is one of the most heinous and brutal homicides I have ever witnessed." And it was the worst mass killing in Iowa at that time in 100 years. This is the family's grave right here. Laid to rest August 28th of 2001. So eventually, after talking to the neighbors, Adam Moss quickly became their prime suspect. So it took them, I believe, a day or two to find him, but they found him hiding under a wood shed not very far from the crime scene. And eventually, and quite quickly, he pled guilty to the murders, and he was also convicted of another murder where he killed his former boss, Ronald Fish, who their family owns a few tire shops in the Iowa area. So what was the reason why he killed these children along with their mother? Well, we don't know. We don't know because he never said. He never said there was a motive at all. We can only guess. We can only guess why he did this. He was eventually sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences in prison, and because of this murder, the debate on whether Iowa should bring back the death penalty was talked about because they abolished it in 1965. All right, rest in peace to the family here. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out.